Celebrate good times. Come on. Okay, sorry. I was singing and that was probably really bad and annoying. Celebration. It's not something that comes easy to me, but it is something that as leaders, we need to create space for. Hi, Randy Wheeler, the bad singer and the bad celebrator here, owner of Wheeler Coaching. I want to unpack for you some practical strategies for celebrating success today. Now, before I go there, why? Why do we want to do this? If you're like me, you may be like, well, why do I need to celebrate? You're just doing your job. Why do I have to pat your back or stroke you or whatever it is? You did your job. That's what you're paid for. Well, think about it. Even you, Mr. Leader or Miss Leader, who's probably really driven and has a clear vision of where you're going and is passionate, don't you want to, once in a while, take a pause, go out to dinner, celebrate a success, get a little recognition for your accomplishment? Probably, even if it's just once in a while. I know I don't mind it once in a while. I don't need it all the time, but once in a while. Your team needs the same thing. Your team needs this because it helps improve the atmosphere. When we're celebrating even the micro victories, the little benchmarks along the way to the bigger goal, when they get a thank you, when they get a high five, when they get a pat on the back, when they get an email saying, hey, great work, keep up the hard work, that just boosts morale a little bit. It increases confidence. It provides a moment of rest from the stress of striving towards that goal. And it just shows you appreciate the team. Now, does that mean you got to spend thousands of hours and millions of dollars to celebrate? No, not at all. Let me give you a list of some very practical ideas that I thought of. This is not exhaustive, and you probably have some even better ideas, and I welcome you sharing them with me. So let me share some ideas I thought of on how to celebrate success. It could be a lunch or another meal. I know clients that they'll just, every once in a while, they'll provide lunch to their team, just as a way to say, I appreciate you. Another idea could be formal recognition. I had a client, he had on the corner of his desk these little, they're just real little glass kind of salesperson of the month awards. And I knew his personality and everything, and I said, hey, do you like those? He's like, yeah. I knew he appreciated it. And for the owner of the organization, it was a small drop in the bucket for him. And quite frankly, he didn't need that kind of recognition himself, but he knew his employee valued it. Another idea for you is organization-wide communication. Maybe you have some type of newsletter that goes out, or maybe you have some other way of communicating and just recognizing a team's accomplishment, a team's effort to be boosted up in front of the team in a positive light. Everybody appreciates that. Another idea for you is just a one-to-one conversation. And that one-to-one conversation doesn't have to be a long, formal situation. It can just be pulling them aside and saying, thank you. Thank you for the work you've been putting in on this project. I was somewhere the other day and I was in person with somebody that I work with regularly. We're kind of on a virtual team, and I turned to him and I just said, I appreciate you. Now, his personality is kind of like, you're weird. But maybe, just maybe deep down, he probably valued that, because he works his tail off and does a lot. And I wanted him to know that I appreciate it. Even if it didn't really mean that much coming from me, just to hear it, it's a small celebration. Another idea is provide something meaningful. What is it that your team members value? Do they value a day at the spa? Do they value tickets to a sporting event? Do they value a morning to come in late, a meal, whatever it is they value? Do they value some cold hard cash? Find what they value and that is reasonable within your means and your resources, and provide them that something meaningful. And it could be as simple as a handwritten thank you card. Another idea for you. Earth-shattering, just simply thank them. Mom and Dad always taught us, right? Please and thank you. Saying thank you can be a simple way to celebrate a success. Thank you for your hard work on that. Another idea. I've said it already, but giving them some compensation or giving some time off. Or maybe professional growth opportunities would be another idea. If you gave them time off and gave them some compensation and they maybe they have a accreditation or something they want to pursue in a way they want to grow. There's surveys out there, I don't know them off the top of my head, but personal and professional growth opportunities are something, especially the next generation, highly values. It shows you're investing in them. It's not a thing they have to do, but it's something they get to do to learn and to grow and to become better. And if they're hungry to grow, we don't want to squash that. We want to encourage that. It could be sending them to something, or it could be bringing somebody in to help pour into your whole team, giving them one-on-one coaching, providing a training to help them improve their communication or their leadership or their team building skills. Any of those things, those growth opportunities can be a way to celebrate the success, especially if it's something they want to grow in. Those are just a handful of ideas, but the big idea is when there's a success, celebrate it. Take the time out in a small or a big way and celebrate and see how it boosts the effort and the morale of your team. If you found this helpful, please share it with others. What's the one success you need to celebrate this week? Go out and make a plan to celebrate it and do it within the next couple weeks. Have a fantastic day and lead well.